Lanterns Live, the only live stream YouTube channel dedicated solely to the Green Lantern universe. I'm Ralph, and today's a fun one. I wasn't planning on doing a second stream this week until I saw something, because I knew that we were around this time and I didn't know it was coming up. But guys, this article, if you look at it, when Green Lantern becomes True Detectives, meet HBO's pulpy, prestige Lanterns. The series with Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre, which just went into production, dives into a murder in Nebraska, written by Jeff Jensen, a pal of mine, on February 27th, 2025. That is 1 year ago. 1 year ago. I don't get it. So this this article came out a year ago. Let's go to this. Nope. Let's go to this, because I want it up there. Add to stage. There we go. It's the first look. It's the most recent. Well, it's the only picture that we've ever gotten officially from Lanterns. We have had 12 seconds of footage that was part of a sizzle reel covering all of the new releases, big series in 2026 for HBO. And haven't heard anything since. So it was a year ago. I remember a year ago I woke up, saw the article, was excited because Jeff Jensen, who's a buddy of mine, he appears in the documentary I produced called Getting Lost. We had a chat about Damon Lindelof. I had heard rumors that he was working on it. Jeff didn't say anything to me about that, but it could have been implied. And so it was one of those things where when this Vanity Fair article dropped a year ago, I was really excited. So I woke up, I went to the article, I highlighted the article and had Siri dictate it to me. And while Siri was dictating the article to me, I was brushing my teeth, trimming my beard, which I did not do today, set up a studio and did a live stream, I think about 10 minutes after this dropped. So I was like right on top of it, and I was so amped up. You can go watch that episode. It's a live stream from February 27th, 2025. And I talked about this image for, I think, a good 20 to 30 minutes. It was a long one. And really the only thing Green Lantern in this image is the ring, that Kyle Chandler is wearing a ring. And if you look closely, I don't think that ring actually looks like the one that's in the 12-second sizzle. So I was all amped up. I was like, okay, here we go. Superman was on its way. We probably saw our first shot of Guy Gardner in the Superman trailer. Everything was looking great for Green Lantern. This image drops along with the article. The article gives us all the information, and it's all the information we've known since this day for the last year. We've known that it's like True Detective. They are in Nebraska due to a murder that took place there, and 2 Green Lanterns are investigating this murder. We've learned very little since. And that's really weird. There's so many movies that are still coming out later than Lanterns that we've gotten leaked set stuff. And we've gotten nothing for this. Nothing. And I don't know how they're doing it. Clearly people involved with the show are really, really sticking to those NDAs. Because we've learned nothing from this show. We've got some casting stuff, but other than that, we've got nothing. We've got nothing. And again, it's been a year. Not a second look, not leaked images, not official images, not a trailer, not a teaser. Interviews are anytime any of these guys talks in an interview, they're very vague about Lanterns. Why is it so secretive? Why is it so secretive? Again, yes, I hope it's good as well. That's where I'm wearing my hat and my blue ring, and I like that you capitalize the H in hope. 100%. I'm right there with you. I hope this is good as well. Yeah, Sean, I need the trailer. I want to know all the things, but I also kind of want to go in blind. Yeah, but I mean, the good thing about trailers is, for me, because I'm not a big fan of like spoilers and stuff, and I usually won't do like spoilers on this site when it comes to like leaks and stuff. I did an episode where there was leaks of Guy Gardner from behind the scenes. I did that episode, but it was basically, that's what I want. I want to see official things that they release, like this image. I want to see a trailer, and I want to see the outfits. I think it's better that we see the outfits ahead of time, because for me, if I go into this show blind and start watching it and hate the outfit, it's going to ruin the show for me. If I see a trailer and they show the outfit and I hate it, at least it'll give me time to kind of get used to the outfit, warm up to the outfit, maybe have some discussions online with people about the outfits, so that by the time the show comes out, I feel comfortable with the decisions they made surrounding the outfits. So for me, as much as I'd like to just see this story, right now I'm itching for anything, because a year ago, I thought we were all set to start seeing stuff and for them to start rolling stuff out. But they're like doing the opposite of that. So for me, like, I wouldn't mind going in blind if they said, hey, pilot episode is airing on Sunday night. Perfect. I'm good. I'd start watching it then. But since we have to wait till July, August, early September, nobody knows. I know they said late summer. I kind of want to know more information now, knowing that I have to wait another 6 months. Yeah, Scott, only one photo. They need a new on-set photographer. I know, and if that can volunteer, dude, like, if I were to be able to get on the set to do some photography, that'd be wonderful. I have a couple of friends who are composers, and I love film score, and I've been like dying to like get some location like photography during a film scoring session. So Lanterns, I know it's done shooting, so they don't need an on-set photographer. But if they're doing effect shots, if they're still doing model making, if they're doing the scoring session, like sign me up. I would love to be there for that. I'd love to shoot the orchestra and the composer, whoever the composer is. No idea. We've known who the composer for Supergirl is for a while, and that person left, and now we have a new composer for Supergirl, and we know that. And we've known that for a few months. Why do we not know who the composer is for Lanterns yet? Will it be Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross like Watchmen, Damon's other DC show? I don't know. Who would you like to see as a composer for Lanterns? I have a lot of names on the list. I have one name that I do not want on the list, and that's Hans Zimmer. Anyone else? Go for it. But I'm really excited to know any information than what is in this one article. Definitely need a peek at the suits in the trailer. Absolutely. I want to see him in the trailer, even if it's for like a split second. Just because I can analyze it. I mean, if you look at the Supergirl trailer, we saw Lobo for like a split second in silhouette, and it was enough for people to be able to like adjust the image, take a look at it from as many angles as possible, as many frames as possible, and get a good enough view of it. I would love to see I would love to see just like a split second of stuff. I will say this about the picture is in the comics, the rings create the suits. People didn't like the CG suit in the 2011 movie. So if you're doing practical suits in this one, which I don't know if they are or not, I feel like if it's a practical suit, it would be weird that the ring creates like just like actual clothes. It's not a construct, it's actual clothes. Which would be weird. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. But clearly looking at this, they don't have any sort of costume underneath their shirts. But yeah. Scott says Paramount Skydance now getting to oversee WB has me worried about stuff like this. There was an article released by Discussing Film today that says leaked audio from a company-wide meeting has revealed that David Zaslav thinks it'll take at least 6 to 12 months for Warner Brothers Paramount deal to close. So we have about maybe roughly a year. And I know that, like, you know, these things don't happen overnight. Lanterns is already done. It's in the can. We know that we're going to get one season of Lanterns. It's going to be 8 episodes. And if you figure, like, if this merger doesn't happen for a full year, Lanterns will have already aired season 1. And hopefully they will be mentioning a deal to green light season 2 before this merger happens. So I'm hoping we get at least 2. Damon Lindelof is show running this show, or is producing it. He did anywhere from 17 to 24 episodes of Lost every single year. I feel like 8 episodes of Lanterns, it can get done in the following year. It doesn't need to be like Stranger Things where it takes fucking like 4 years in between seasons. So I'm hoping that whatever's happening now with Lanterns, they're in post-production, they're finishing effects, they're doing the music, they're editing, if they're doing reshoots, I don't know. Whatever they need to do to refine this first 8 episodes, I'm hoping that we have plenty of time for the writer's room to already be in motion for season 2, and that when season 1 is done, they're already in production for season 2. Especially if they're doing this grounded thing. Like, go shoot it. Let's get it done. The James Hawes, who's I believe the director of the pilot, he's mentioned as directing 2 of the episodes, 2 of the 8. Said that this is a very grounded show that then goes into more of a galactic setting. So maybe that's the deal where, you know, these guys are building towards something. So I'm hoping that season 2's already in the writing stage, or they're prepping it somehow while season 1 is getting the finishing touches on it. So I'm hoping that this Paramount thing doesn't get in the way. We're at least going to get 1 season of Lanterns, which for me is more than I ever dreamed of. So great. I'm excited. I'm not the biggest fan of Paramount right now, and their allegiances with certain political affiliated people, whatever. But Lanterns is done. Lanterns is set and finished, and we'll get it. I don't think Paramount's going to come in and sort of Batgirl this thing. They're not going to come in and just like rip it out from under us. If they do, I'm going to lose my mind. Because for years they've talked about this show Lanterns back when it was under Guggenheim. And then back when it was James Gunn first came into the DCU. And he's already done a movie. Like, Lanterns has been around forever. And so I'm hoping, after all of this waiting, that this isn't pulled out from under us. I don't see Paramount coming in and really messing things up. I don't see them sort of messing around with DC. I believe it's been someone's been quoted as DC's going to stay as is, which is fine. I believe that. I was doing a quick search for Superman's box office, and what was it? The most recent Paramount Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. And Superman did better worldwide than Final Reckoning, Mission Impossible. So for me, Paramount's not going to like pull the plug on DC when it's clearly the success is up to par with one of their biggest franchises, which is, Mission Impossible. So when it comes to that whole thing with Paramount and Sundance, I'm more concerned with their sort of bending a knee to the current president. That stuff I don't like. The whole Colbert situation. All of that stuff drives me nuts. But at the end of the day, I don't have to support Paramount or anything, but I still want to watch Lanterns. So either way, we're going to get Lanterns. And if we don't get Lanterns, boy, I don't know what we're going to do about that. This channel might become a whole different thing. Yeah. Let's see here. Thank you so much. That was Stevie. She brought me some water because my throat is dry. So let's all read Dave's question in silence as I take a drink. All right. So, reminds me of watching a film in the 1980s, going into a theater based on one poster. Yeah. I didn't know when movies came out. I didn't have the internet. And you know what? I think the internet has spoiled me because I don't want to go back to the time where I don't know what's happening with movies. What I do want to say is that the thing that I hate about everybody knowing about every movie and the ins and outs and the producers and the production woes and studio ownership and all of this garbage. I hate that everybody knows too much and they think they're an expert in stuff. This merger thing happened and people were just basically saying, oh, this is what's going to happen. And the DC universe is done with. And it's like, you don't know that. Why would you buy something just to run it in the ground, especially when now it's had a pretty successful relaunch. We've had one movie and then Creature Commandos, which is technically a DCU show, but was being made before the DC Studio started, sort of thing. So everyone needs to like calm down. Don't worry about, mergers. Again, in the 80s, I didn't know about mergers. I didn't know about production woes. I just saw a poster. Oh, that's based on the thing I like, or chances are it was an original thing. And then I would go see it, and I would love it because I had zero expectations going in. Maybe I saw a trailer, but as far as this being, it reminded me of just seeing one poster or one image, and then like 12 seconds. I need to see more. I really need to see more. I can't. I'm getting so antsy. So yeah, we've been spoiled with the internet, with being able to watch trailers and stuff. Snickerdoodle, like your avatar. And I think this might be your first time joining me on the live stream. Thanks for swinging by. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification because you never know when I'm going to go live. Just watched The Rip yesterday. Kyle Chandler is going to be great as Hal Jordan. I think he's going to be great as well. When I first started reading Green Lantern, the first comic book, I was a fan of Green Lantern before I picked up the first comic book. I liked the show Super Friends, and Hal Jordan was my favorite. When I first picked up Green Lantern comics in 1990, there was on a spinner rack at a liquor store was Green Lantern #1, and it was like a reboot. It was a new series, I think volume 3, Green Lantern volume 3, and Hal Jordan was introduced in that story much the way you see Kyle Chandler here. Messed up hair, jacket, jeans, t-shirt, walking down a road. Like that's literally how that series starts. He's older. He has the white streaks in his hair. It sort of has become like a precursor to Parallax. But that's how we were introduced to Hal, or I was introduced to Hal in the comics. And we've had that comic was, what's that now? 36 years ago? And we've had plenty of Hal Jordan stories since. So for me, I think Kyle Chandler's going to knock it out of the park. I should watch The Rip. Snickerdoodle, what'd you think of The Rip? Should I watch it? Should I check it out? I'll watch it just for Kyle Chandler. I'm also a fan of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and stuff. So I think I'll check that out anyway. But let me know if I should watch that sooner than later. It might be fun to take a look at that and check out Kyle Chandler. And But I mean, I have no doubt that he's going to be great as Hal Jordan, because the little snippet we saw in that 12-minute sizzle, or 12-second sizzle. God, could you imagine a 12-minute sizzle of lanterns? That would be in heaven. In the 12-second sizzle, he seemed to be Hal Jordan to me. Very look before you leap type of dude. Throw caution to the wind. And I'm pretty excited about this. And if people are still bitching and moaning about his age, I say whatever. Nathan Fillion's an older dude. And not once while I watched Superman or Peacemaker was I like, that guy Gardner's too old. No, he just nailed the character. Cloned Avenger, did you ever hear if those rumors of Hal's costume being in a closet were true? They said it had some gold plating in it too. So I did hear that. I believe, so they showed some sort of, I think there was 2 trailers out there that they showed to like Argentinian press. And one of them claimed to have a costume hanging in the closet. And I heard there was some gold piping in it that was along the lines of the ring that you see in the sizzle, where it has like sort of that stained glass kind of look with the gold piping. I have heard that. I mean, if they want to do real costumes, cool, but it's really weird that you have to change to be in the Green Lantern outfit. So I'm wondering if that's just like, it's an older costume and now they actually just make the costumes from the ring. I don't know. Maybe that's technology they got from Barry and his flash ring. But I mean, it's like ancient alien technology. So I'm sure the rings will create the costume, but it is weird that a Green Lantern would have a Green Lantern costume in a closet. But I do have a theory, and I'm going to go big for this. What if the person who saw the trailer and saw the green costume in the closet mistook that for a Green Lantern suit, and it was actually Green Arrow's suit? What if? Because there's rumors, and we did see an image that was taken down by Garrett Dillahunt where he was dressed as Oliver Queen. So what if that closet wasn't a Green Lantern outfit? It's just the reporter watching that thing says they thought they saw a Green Lantern costume hanging in the closet when it was actually Green Arrow. Because I'm still under the impression that Garrett Dillahunt is Oliver Queen, sort of in a witness protection program, or he's in hiding in this small town, and maybe he gets murdered, and maybe that's why Hal comes. Why would Hal go to Nebraska? Why would they need 2 Green Lanterns to go investigate a murder? Why? It's overkill. It makes no sense. The only reason you have a Green Lantern go to investigate a murder is if the person who was murdered is of importance. So it could have been a Green Arrow costume in the closet. I'm sure once we see that trailer, whenever that's going to happen, fans will be able to spot whose costume that is. We have seen behind the scenes footage of Garrett Dillahunt getting a costume. What do you call that? Like a silicone mold. and plaster over him. And if you look at that video, it stops right here. It's a short sleeve. So people were saying that's either like Green Arrow or Black Hand, they both have short sleeves. So there's that. Maybe it wasn't a Green Lantern outfit in a closet, because that sounds ridiculous. I don't think we've ever seen. I'm trying to think of, like, maybe Silver Age. I think Hal Jordan puts on Abinsur's outfit to honor him, and maybe hangs that in his locker at Ferris Aircraft. But I mean, they're not. I don't see the show going back to actually like having to put on a costume. Yeah, well, can you imagine 12 minutes of footage? Holy smokes. For a different composer, if not Mick or Michael, give me Austin Winford for this. He did the score for the game Journey. Amazing score, older game. I haven't heard of him. I haven't heard about Austin Winford. Mick and Michael Giacchino are close friends. And after Mick won the Emmy for The Penguin, which fucking congratulations, The Penguin's amazing score. I told Mick, I was like, hey, you should probably try to get in on that Lantern show. But I don't think that's going to happen. If it does happen, if for some reason, I know Mick's, he's a busy dude now. He won the Emmy. He's a busy dude. If Mick were to score Lanterns, I would be like all over that scoring session. I would have my camera with me. I'd take shots behind the scenes, and I would be in heaven. Austin Wintory. Nope, still not familiar. Rewatched the movie Game Night which completely forgot Kyle Chandler was in it, and he was great. Played a cocky, arrogant guy as well. That's awesome. I haven't seen that. I think the only Kyle Chandler stuff I've seen is like the MonsterVerse stuff. The legendary, he's in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and then the follow-up Godzilla X Kong, I think. Which, by the way, like Monarch Season 2's today, right? I need to go watch Monarch Season 2. For those of you that follow me and the Kaiju podcast, don't look for any episodes on Monarch unless we absolutely just love it. There's a reason why we didn't do a Monarch Season 1. Is because both Jorge and I were kind of like lukewarm on the series. I think you're totally right about Dillahunt and Green Arrow costume. I think so too. And I have a feeling like Ollie might be the one who... but we'll see. A lot of people are speculating Alan Scott. I don't see that happening. Because I think you'd have to explain to general audience who Alan Scott is and how he's different from Green Lanterns and all when you're trying to set up what Green Lanterns are. I think that the CW show Arrow is fresh enough in people's minds where they won't have to explain Oliver Queen that much. Yeah, there was rumors about that. So that's the thing about this goddamn article. It's been pure speculation for the last year. Even when it comes to like Paul Ben Victor playing a character called Antan, Antan, Antaan, I believe. People have to speculate based on the character description that he's Atrocitus, and they're not saying if he's Atrocitus. So I feel like everybody has cover names until the show is coming out, and I don't know why it's so secretive. We know Brainiac's going to be in a movie in 2 years. We know who the actor is playing Brainiac. We've known Lobo for the longest time. Why can't we know if someone's playing Atrocitus? Why is that a secret? Yeah, Paramount will have zero impact on Lanterns later this year, no worries. And I'm hoping if that merger takes a year to complete, that we'll get a green light of season 2 before everything changes hands. Yeah, we talked about this one. Yeah, Monarch dropped today. Speaking of casting, maybe I'll bring this up because I want to tell you guys something. There's some like BS, and let me see what this looks like. I kind of went back to using Chrome, so hopefully I don't look like complete shit like I have been the last few streams. It's been driving me nuts, and I've been thinking of moving away from StreamYard. So here we are on IMDb, and we're going to go look at lanterns. Hey, look at that picture that they're using for lanterns. What is this? What is this? How do you close this? I don't like this. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to go to lanterns. There we are. Now, I'm going to try to make this a little bit. There we go. Okay. Scrolling through. Top cast, 43 people. Kyle Chandler, Aaron Pierre, Nathan Fillion, Jason Roque. These are all people we've known about. Sheriff Carey, Kelly McDonald, happy belated birthday. Garrett Dillahunt, William Macon, I think is a fake name. Billy Macon, I think is a fake name. I would so if this is what I'm thinking, if Garrett Dillahunt is actually Oliver Queen, I'm gonna say that Jason Ritter is Speedy. All of these names, Porna Jignagathon is Zoe. I don't know who Zoe is. There's a lot of people in here who I don't know their names. Ulrich Thompson, yes, I know who Sinestro is. Great. Perfect. We're getting Sinestro. And then all these other, like, young Noah Macon. There's all these people. Adolescent Marcus Stewart. I don't know who that is. Paul Ben Victor. Anton. Okay, whatever. So let's go through these cast and crew because people have brought up stuff this week of people popping up in IMDb. This person who's young Bernadette. Sure, I don't know who that is. Henry Samiri, young Hal Jordan. So there's a lot of people in here. Ooh, Kent Shocknick's going to be in. He's a local news anchor here in the Southern California area. Looks like Kent's had some work done. Clint Culp. So there's just a bunch of names, right? Jessica Jordan, Buddy, Croc Coat. I don't know what that is. Server John, Brewston Jogger. Now, is Jogger a name, or is that there's just a jogger in the show? So some people have popped up in here this past week. I don't remember who. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't have. Maybe Romeo Brown is Aaron Stewart. I don't know who Aaron Stewart is. I don't know who Aaron Brown is. And a lot of these say like 3 episodes. Now, here's the thing with IMDb, because people are going crazy. Again, because we have zero information for the last year, people are going to IMDb and waiting to see new names pop up and then sort of tweet that out and put it out on socials, and that becomes news to people who are trying to find any news on this show. But here's the problem, like, you want to put me in the cast of Lanterns? I could do that. You could do that. Anybody could put anybody in the show without any like sort of fact checking. Someone from the production has to come into IMDb and set the record straight and clear out people who don't belong there. So for me, you know, I could put myself as like Ralph Oppel, broadcaster, like Rush City broadcaster, and it would just, or Rushville, I guess, and it would just stay there until they finally have like their final cast list and put stuff aside. So if you guys want to see me in the cast of Lanterns, it might help out. Maybe if I put my name in the cast of Lanterns, some of these news outlets will catch it and start saying Ralph Oppel and Lanterns, and they go to IMDb, click my name, and it shows Lanterns Live, and I get more people to come follow me. Great. So maybe I should do that. Looking through here, I don't see anybody of interest for me. Again, I don't see any sort of composers. We've got sound mixers, Foley artist, ADR, visual effects, stunts. A lot of stunts. But again, I don't know how many of these are real, but look at all these stunts. If all of these are real stunt guys, we're in for a lot of action. Look at that. A lot of stunts. And a lot of these people are 8 episodes. Oh, stunt coordinator obviously would be a part of all 8 episodes. Stunt double Aaron Pierre for 7 episodes. So Aaron Pierre might not be in an episode, or he just doesn't do any stunts. Stunt double Kelly McDonald, 3 episodes. So yeah, here's stunt double for Nathan Fillion for 2 episodes. So will we get guy in 2 episodes? Do you believe anything in IMDb? Because that would be great to know that Nathan Fillion's in more than 1 episode. Now I'm going to click on this guy's page and we'll see if he's doubled for Nathan Fillion before. So let's see. Okay, he's kind of got a Nathan Fillion look. He was in Wonder Woman 1984. So he does DC stuff, but he did as a stunt performer on The Rookie, which is a series with Nathan Fillion. I don't know any other than Nathan Fillion shows, but I don't know. Maybe he is a stunt double for Nathan Fillion. So, yeah. Anyway, what I mean by all of this is that you can't trust IMDb. So, there you go. It's also weird to see Anton and Waylon Sanders in 1 episode only. I mean, could be a cameo. Could be setting up Blackest Night. You get 1 shot of Atrocitus. Atrocitus says one thing. Paul Ben Victor makes out like a bandit, and we'll be back for season 2. Ralph Oppel, guy in a graveyard mausoleum again. Yeah, I'm in the MCU. My friend Michael put me in Werewolf by Night in a mausoleum as a grave marker. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to get into the DCU. I don't have many connections to that side of things. Aaron Pierre is showing 2 stunt doubles. Yeah, maybe it's a dude who specializes in flight harnesses, and maybe one of them's good doing fighting, or maybe one is someone who can get hit by cars or something. So yeah, so Aaron Pierre having 2 stunt doubles makes sense. He probably has a main double and then a double who does very specific things. Maybe gets set on fire. Maybe it's one of those guys who gets set on fire. Jeremy has to go back and listen from the beginning later. Okay, yeah, listen to the beginning later. That's just hang out now live. While you're here, go ahead and hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube, and then yeah, that'd be great. You know what? Since I'm here, I'm gonna pop this on so that everyone could get this. Cloned Avenger. I was hoping we'd possibly see an older Barry Allen in this. I feel like Gunn is more of a Wally fan over Barry. I mean, an older Wally or an older Barry would make sense with Kyle Chandler's age. Would James Gunn want to just like sort of forego and just make all the Silver Age guys old? I think I'd be kind of okay with that. You know, if they made this if they made the show in like the 80s, I could see them having like Alan Scott as the older person. But I'm fine with anybody. Who's the kid that plays Percy Jackson? That kid. He's got a name that sounds like it's spelled wrong. Or his first name is like a last name. But that kid is a massive Green Lantern fan and had a Green Lantern party when he was a kid. Um, so maybe he can play like a Kyle or give him a. He kind of looks like he could be Wally. So yeah, Walker Scoble. That's right. Yeah, yeah, that kid. Um, yeah, yeah. Get that kid in there. He's a big Green Lantern fan. Silver Age prequel stuff would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm again. People keep talking about how old Hal Jordan is in this, but dude, like, here's the thing: they cast a kid to play younger Hal Jordan. So who knows if they've cast someone who's played like 20-year-old Hal Jordan, who's a Green Lantern in his prime. I don't know. Again, I keep going with people who complain about Kyle Chandler's age. Remember that back in the 90s when Hal Jordan was old and had gray in his hair, he died. Right? He died. And they've still been telling stories for the last like 30 years, like or 20, 21 years with Rebirth. So you can mess with the ages of things. And I think that it is crazy that, and this stuff has been announced, that there's someone playing a young Hal Jordan, a young John Stewart. There's also John's parents, who are also being played by like 3 different actors at different ages. So things are going to go everywhere, timeline wise. So I wouldn't mind seeing like a Silver Age Hal in his prime, and maybe we'll get it with if you want the Silver Age prequel stuff. I think that could happen. Potential Spectre inclusion later. Yeah. Can you imagine? I bet you James Gunn would be a big fan of doing like a low budget like Spectre movie. Wouldn't that be fun with like Kyle Chandler playing Spectre? Like I'd be down with that. Yeah, totally. 100%. Make it happen. You're this is a spam message, but top viewers, Streambo Live. Okay. Do we know when the show takes place? Could it be set in the past? Kind of has a period 90s feel with the little clip we saw of the older Buick Grand National. I mean, yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know when it takes place. I'm assuming it takes place now. Again, we only have like one picture to go on. And looking at Aaron Pierre's watch, it looks kind of modern. It looks kind of like a modern watch. I'm trying to think if there's anything we see in the trailer like a flip phone or something that'll like give it away. But I feel like with Nathan Fillion's inclusion into the show, that this is going to take place somewhere around Superman. So somewhere around there. I think it's going to be kind of basically this timeline. We may get flashbacks to other things, but I think we're sticking close to the DCU timeline. Yeah. I can't believe this. It's been a year. What a bummer. What a bummer. When do you guys think we're going to get a trailer? Will says that the official trailer or teaser trailer, we can get more of a teaser trailer soon. That's what I think we're going to get, and I'm hoping it's the trailer that they showed in Argentina, because at least we heard there's like a shot of the uniform and a mention of Chip, which is fun. So I don't want to wait till San Diego Comic-Con to get a full trailer. I guess that would make sense if the show's coming out like mid or late August. I wouldn't mind. They usually don't do, well, I mean, there's like Nuvi and pre-shows, but they normally don't do trailers for TV shows in movie theaters, but other than movie and like those pre-show stuff. But I feel like with Supergirl, wouldn't it be great to have a Lanterns trailer shown on the big screen? That's an expensive antique car to run off a cliff, then. Yeah. That car's going to get destroyed. It's going to explode into bits. And standing where that car hit is going to be Jon Stewart glowing green. Maybe that's the reveal of his outfit. Wouldn't that be an awesome reveal? If the car is just destroyed in that quarry and the smoke lifts and you see Jon Stewart just standing there in a full Green Lantern suit. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Yeah, I could see full trailer at SDCC, but I think we'll get a teaser sooner than later. We were all hoping that we'd get it in February, but I think if it didn't happen today, it won't happen over the weekend. So unless it's something they show on like HBO Sunday night, is there some big, I don't know what the big show is on Sunday nights on HBO right now. Maybe Monday, March. Is there any sort of Green Lantern-y holiday stuff coming up? Like, would they do Green Lantern trailer on like St. Patrick's Day? You know? Emerald City Comic Con. There you go. There you go. Let's put on the green, the emerald ring for Emerald City. Yeah. I always wanted an Emerald City to have like a mutant record release, like a limited edition Green Lantern movie soundtrack by James Newton Howard. Soundtrack I love. James Newton Howard's like probably my favorite composer. I used to say Danny Elfman, which I still love Danny Elfman, and I thought he did a great job on Send Help. But like, I want that score on vinyl. But I don't think the movie's popular enough to get a vinyl release, because I was like, maybe could they do 2,814 copies, but they wouldn't sell all those. All right. Yeah, if anybody has anything more to say, I might wrap things up pretty soon. If you have any more thoughts on the fact that this is the only information we've had about Lanterns since, it's crazy that they're able to keep this production so tightly wrapped. There were a lot of, back when this started, they had just started filming Lanterns, and they took this shot over here for this article, and it's basically looks like around the same scene that was in the 12-second sizzle. So this is early in production. I don't know. I don't know why it's so tight-lipped. James Gunn is throwing out all kinds of information about Man of Tomorrow. I know he's just an executive producer on this. He's not necessarily running this, and it's not his script. So he's not as like loose-lipped about these things. But still, like, I've never seen any project more tightly wrapped than this. But when they started shooting all of this exterior stuff, they've been doing it in Southern California, which is where I am. They did some, like, I was able to track where they were filming, and I saw them shooting in Norwalk, California, and I know they were shooting up in Palmdale, and it was all things that, you know, we were seeing set pictures I've seen leaked set pictures. There's leaked set pictures of Aaron Pierre in like a blue jumpsuit with a gun. And there was like for a couple months there, back in February and March and April, we were getting stuff like that. Like we were able to like find out where they were shooting this stuff. And then all of a sudden, there was a good couple months stretch where there was nothing, which means they were probably on the Warner Brothers lot. And then in late August, early September, we found out they wrapped shooting. So all of the Green Lantern-y stuff probably happens within the studio walls. So they're able to keep this stuff tight-lipped and secretive. So I'm hoping that means we get a lot of space stuff. Right? There was also some footage that was on Instagram that got taken down. It was the Lantern stunt team doing aerial takeoffs via crane and pulley systems and harnesses. They looked really cool, and they were doing these outside in the desert. So I'm assuming we're going to get some action out on location, and these guys are going to be flying around. Vector mentions, I also find it weird My Adventures with GL hasn't had any more info come out. Yeah, it's been a little bit slow, but that's kind of feels like that's the way with animation, because there's no set leaks and stuff, and they're able to send out the information as they see fit. And it is an animated show, and I know it was just like a couple months ago. I think it was like September or October. They were doing casting for Jessica. There was like a casting call for Jessica, and she's like the main part of the show. So around that time, they were doing the voiceovers, and now they're probably starting to get into animation and however long it takes to do however many shows or episodes they're doing. So that makes more sense to me than this. Everybody on that set signed their NDAs and were sworn not to tell any secrets, and nothing's come out. Nothing. Do you remember what your thoughts were the first time when the first official Green Lantern photo dropped for the 2011 movie? Bah, that's a mouthful. Bear with me for a second here. So I grabbed this stack of, because I think do I remember? Yes, I do. I totally remember. This was around Comic-Con 2010, I believe. This issue dropped, and I went to a store. I remember seeing it online, and I went to a store to go find this issue of Entertainment Weekly. This is July 23rd, 2010. So this was around the time that they did that Green Lantern panel at Comic-Con with Ryan Reynolds. That was a great panel. Let me see if I can find the pictures in here. So many things. I remember there was like a picture of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. There's a few of them. One from the set at the lockers at Ferris Aircraft. And there are so many inserts in this thing, it's hard to like thumb through pages. Here we go. So there was this picture. We all remember this. The happy couple. Look at least this picture has the ring. And this came out almost a year before the movie came out. And look at, first thing they show, the suit. And that stupid mask. I hate that mask. But even this picture, he's wearing the ring and they have it glowing. We're going to flip through this whole thing. Perfect. You get a good shot of the ring right there, front and center. You get Hector Hammonds. You get Abin Sur, Amanda Waller. A more clean picture suit, and I think I scanned this. I remember scanning this and making it my wallpaper. And look at this, the Jensen project. I wonder if that's a fun coincidence because Jeff Jensen, wrote this article. Jeff Jensen. So that's kind of fun. What other pictures we got in here? 2010 Comic-Con preview. I think that's the last picture we get. We also get the Green Hornet, which James Newton Howard also did the score for. Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. This is kind of fun. The Cape. I don't remember the Cape. Thor. Remember when there was only one Thor movie and one Green Lantern movie, and now there's 4 Thor movies and 1 Green Lantern movie? Yeah, it's bullshit. This is a pretty cool book. Oh, this was big at Hall H2, Tron Legacy. I love that. And I got to see Steven Lisberger at that Comic-Con before preview night. He was hanging out by the beach, on the beach side of the convention floor, and I said, "Hey, do you mind if I get a picture of you or a picture with you?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And I told him how much I love Tron, and I had an MCOM name badge and stuff. Paul, remember Paul? Scott Pilgrim. Like, this is a big issue. I did not remember that all these things came out because of True Blood. Because I was so focused on Green Lantern and Tron as well. Inception. Like, how many movies has Christopher Nolan made since Inception? And we still have one Green Lantern movie. So, yeah. To answer your question, I do remember my thoughts were that this is awesome. I thought the suit, I didn't care for how it looked on the cover because of all this writing down here, but the suit in the in here, I really like the look of it. Sorry if this is just me flipping pages right into the mic. I have already lost my spot. I'm trying to go back to that same image. It's the cover image, but it's doesn't have the words over it. What the heck? Did it disappear? There it is. So this, I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, it kind of has the indent of the black there, and I'm like, I wish he had white gloves, but the logo looks good, the eyes look good, the mask didn't look great, but I mean, it's Green Lantern. I don't hate the suit. I know a lot of people do. The only thing I hate is that where the neck connects to the actor and the CG, it looks kind of bad there. But I like the idea of like a skin tight suit, and I love the way like Tomar Ray looked, where you can see his weird body shape and Kilowog and stuff. But yeah, I was so hyped for the movie and loved the Comic-Con panel too. I don't hate the movie. I just yeah, it's just a lot of missed opportunities. It feels like a Cliff Notes version or like version of Green Lantern. There's like not, it needs to be broader and bigger and galactic and stuff like that. It just wasn't. But I don't really hate anything in it. In fact, it's probably time for a rewatch. I haven't watched it in a while. I'd love to have Ryan Reynolds on this show, chat about his time on it. It's a fine movie. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it. I wish they would have, finished it like it was scripted with the battle on Oa, but, oh well. Yeah, it feels like yesterday seeing all these photos. I have, I can't take it off. They have those bags, the lunch bags, the Green Lantern lunch bags at Subway, and I went in and got them all. And on my microphone, which you can't really see, I can't get it low enough. The My microphone, I took one of the sort of the bracelets, and I have that on my mic. But yeah, went to Subway, got the cups, got everything I could Green Lantern wise. I went to McDonald's and I tried to get every single Happy Meal toy from Green Lantern, the animated series, I could. Green Lantern just is one of those guys that's just not, hasn't hit like big with like the general public, but it doesn't mean he can't. You look at the Marvel universe, like Iron Man was kind of a known comic book character, but wasn't as popular as he was after the 2008 movie. I agree. Tron Legacy is an amazing movie. I still have yet to see Tron Ares. I've heard mixed things about it, and I'm not the biggest fan of Jared Leto, even though I'll say he's really good in Masters of the Universe. But you didn't hear it from me. But I'm not the biggest Jared Leto fan, so I don't think I'm going to... I don't know. I'll watch Tron Ares eventually, but I'm a massive Tron fan. I got Tron shit around here somewhere. But yeah, I love Legacy. Speaking of great soundtracks. Yeah. Scott, thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you, buddy. We'll be back with Invincipod soon. Maybe a live action Star Wars. So more stuff coming. I don't have much more to say. We've been going for about an hour. I could keep talking if you guys have anything you want to chat about. Green Lantern related. Talk about my new hat. My sister got me this for my birthday a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Vactor, I wasn't planning on doing a stream today. But I thought it would be fun since it's been a year. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm good. You inspire me, dude. Your dedication to shorts inspires me. I went into StreamYard, which is what I use, and hopefully I don't look like complete crap right now, because I can't tell what I look like going out in the stream, but it seems like lately it's just been crap. But StreamYard has this thing where they'll like auto generate shorts based on my streams. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start using those shorts. I'm going to have them generate shorts for me that I can put on YouTube for more content for people who don't watch the full streams and just want snippets of conversations, talking points, and stuff like that. And they're garbage. They're garbage. And I wish I had sort of any amount of time to do what you do, Vactor, with your basically daily shorts, right? You're like doing shorts every day, and they're all super informative and fun and quick, and they're entertaining and interesting. So you inspire me as well. I wish I could do what you do. Yeah, I think that's going to be it, guys. Well, I'll be around next week. I'm not sure when. I'm assuming Wednesday. I'm hoping that a trailer drops, and that gives me an opportunity to just jump on here and do a live stream last minute. But other than that, I'll think of something to talk about in a week. And I think Monday's the first Monday of March, so I should be doing a members only live stream. So if you guys want to sign up and join and become an Honor Guard member on YouTube, it's 99 cents a month. You can go back and watch all my previous live streams. You can get exclusive emojis that you could put in comments and in the chat, and you'll get a badge. So yeah, it's fun. So on Monday I should have a live stream for the members only, And if you sign up down the road, you'll be able to watch Monday's live stream after the fact. So cool. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend, and keep your blue rings ignited for a Lanterns trailer. Oh, and then one last thing. Guess what? Here, okay. I just opened a new can of worms. I forgot about this. DC shop lanterns. Let me see if I can find this thing. Guys, this is probably the stupidest thing. So last week, or was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before. I was talking about the Lanterns logo that showed up on the DC shop. There's a page that says stuff coming soon, and there's a Lanterns logo, and people were all up in arms talking about how crummy the Lanterns logo is. I think this was 2 years ago. Here's the DC shop as it looks today. They took the logo down. They took the logo down. Is it just they didn't want people to see that page yet, and people discovered it? Is it because people were complaining about the way the logo looked? I like the logo. I think it's fun. It's so simple. Yeah, don't give in, you cowards. I'm hoping it's just one of those things where it's like, oops, that wasn't supposed to go up yet. And they're doing a big launch day on at a specific time, and that accidentally went up early. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the toxic buttholes that are all like, all apparently like logo experts. Since the dawn of the internet, everyone's become an expert on logos. And because the logo was a simple logo, that means the show's going to be trash. Bunch of smart people out there. I mean, you could, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I mean, my logo's pretty simple. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so that's all I have to say. Everybody, thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And until next time, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye, Gumby. I hit the button and it was like opened up a drop-down menu. All right. I now have the button ready to go, and I will say goodbye. Bye, guys.